Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. The Dura is over here with another video. So for those that are seeing me for the first time, my name is Shakira and you're welcome to the family. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're notified every single time that I post a video. So for those that already know from my past, the last two videos that I posted, my boyfriend was here a few weeks ago and he went back. Yeah, so we're back in the long distance. Yeah, it's not easy, but I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to be fine. And I'm also in Ramadan, so to the Muslim family, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakat. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Ramadan Mubarak to you all. So, from the videos that I posted, I got a few comments for asking me where we like how to find a man, things like that. Because I posted in one of the videos with my boyfriend, we're talking about how we met, and we happened to mention that we met on a dating app. Yeah, and I also mentioned the name of the dating app. So for today's video, I already made this video on TikTok, but I have never made it for my YouTube family, so this is the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my story before meeting my boyfriend, so that you guys can get encouraged and yeah, it could motivate someone out there. So for those that are out there and thinking, oh my God, I've been on a dating app for a very long time, I'm not getting lucky, I want you to first watch this video, then you can, think again about giving up. So before meeting my boyfriend, I was on a dating app for about 4 good years. Yeah, I learned about dating apps in the lockdown of COVID. Yeah, that was around 2020. Yeah, and that's when I decided to go on a dating app because first and foremost it was a lockdown. That it was so like how the lockdown was very boring, name it. So we had a lot of time on, and I think that is the period that TikTok also happened to become very popular because people were very idle and they didn't have anything to do. So while on TikTok, I found a lot of videos of that were in interracial interracial relationships, and yeah, they were kind of like cute. And I said to myself, maybe it's not bad. Like maybe I could find myself one loving man. So that's when I began following people on TikTok, like getting to know how they met their significant others, things like that. So my first dating app that I ever downloaded was called Waplog. Yeah. So I went to Waplog, and because I found there's a particular couple, she said that they met on Waplog. Yeah, not claimed, she said they met on Waplog. So I used to follow their story and it was inspiring, So I was like, who knows, maybe I might find my other half on Waplog. So I went and downloaded Waplog. It was my first dating app. And I, did the necessary, registered and everything. But at that time, I was very, very naive, like it was my first time on a dating app, was my first time hearing about dating apps, like, and the excitement and, all that. So when I went to Waplog, I was there for like 2 days and I met a certain guy. Yeah. So we talked with this guy on the app and he actually left his number and was like, oh, I'm not here that much. Can you please message me on WhatsApp? And he claimed he was coming from Canada. So yeah, like I said, I was very naive, so I didn't know about all these things, like I was, just like, okay, yeah, it's, I came here very quickly and I got somebody. How lucky am I? Because from the stories that I had been watching, people had taken months and years to find, love. And here I was in 2 days and I've already gotten somebody. I was so excited. So yeah, I went to WhatsApp and I messaged this person. I was like, oh, I'm so and so, that you give me your number on Waplog, blah, blah, blah. So we talked that very day. And the next day I was talking about, oh, my daughter's birthday, I'm going to buy her gifts and I want to send you some gifts, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. I was so excited. Guys, remember, I was very naive. So he sent me all these pictures of these very many gifts. And I'm like, oh, why are you sending me all those gifts? Like, I don't need any of that. I was like, no, it's so beautiful. And I thought I could give you something, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool, I didn't ask for it, but if it's coming. So I was like, can I have your address? So I didn't have an address. And as you guys, most especially the Ugandans, if you're there, like here in Uganda, we don't really like have address. Like we do have, but not all of us have like their physical address. So I gave him the address of my university, because I was studying at the university, and we're doing like online studying at that time. So I was like, I can, just go there and pick my stuff, no problem, because I was living near the university after all. So I gave him the address of the university. And then he tells me, oh, I'm going to send them via the plane, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. I was excited. I'm like, oh, 2 days, 3 days, and I'm already getting a man who is willing, to give me gifts, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, then he sends me this fake receipt. I didn't know it was fake at that time because it had like my name and, like the address and things like that. So I was like, okay, seems like it's legit. So I'm happy, I'm very happy, like I'm getting something. So the next day I get a call on WhatsApp. Yeah. And this time around the number, the code was like from an African country. And the person was like, oh, we have your things here at the airport. You need to pay money to come and get them. Like you need to pay money to come and get them. And I asked the person, like, how much do I have to pay? And he says, I need to pay 100 USD. And guys, I'm in lockdown. I'm broke, like I'm not doing any work at this point. And so where am I going to get the 100 USD? I don't even have $1. And you're talking about 100. And guys, this guy that is sending the gifts told me he's undergoing a divorce, so his finances are being monitored, so he cannot get any, finances. And actually, he did claim that in the gifts he sent me, he put some money in the gifts too. So, and then I tell this guy, like, okay, the person told me that there's money in those gifts. Can you just open the suitcase and take out the money and pick what you're looking for, or the other half that you want, and then send the rest? And they'd be like, no, that's not how it's done. We cannot open your bag, blah, blah, blah. So I tell them, like, okay, can you help me send those gifts back to where they came from, so that when the person gets the money, he will send them. And immediately I say that, the other guy that sent the gifts calls me like immediately and was like, oh, I sent you gifts. I want you to have them, like I love you so much. I want you to have them. Guys, remember, this is 3 days of talking. Like, I want you to have them, blah, blah, blah. Then I was like, I don't have the money, so maybe you should just take them back. And when you finally resolve your issues with your ex-wife, you can send the gifts to me. I was, excited, but I wasn't stupid. But okay, I think I was stupid, because I think if I had the money, I think I would have sent the money. So I tell him that, and then he turns around and he insults me, because like, you're a very stupid girl, blah, 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 begins talking about that, like insulting me. And I'm like, that's when it clicks, like, oh, this person was trying to scam me. And I was like, okay, cool. So I quit Waplo then and there. So then after that, I went back to TikTok, and then I somehow randomly like fell on a person talking about the same story. And that's when I'd be like, oh, so this is like a certain kind of scam. Okay. So yeah, I, jumped that one. So I go to the next dating app, which I think was Afro Introductions. Yeah, because I found like a lot of success stories from TikTok. We're talking about how they made an Afro Introductions. So I was on Afro Introductions, and while at Afro Introductions, I did meet someone, and we talked for some time, approximately like 1 year. Yeah, this person was from England, and we talked, like we were clicking for over 1 year, but there's a lot of things that I keep on saying that, when you meet these guys online and you notice some red flags, I feel like you shouldn't ignore these red flags, because this person is white, this person is what. Red flags are red flags. So I wasted 1 year on someone, and like, like when he came into my life, we started talking. I could see the things, but I was like, maybe he will change. Maybe I will make him change, So we talked and talked. And at that point, we're talking about meeting in person here. We're talking about meeting. And that's when, like, I realized, like, is this what I want for myself? No, like, I don't want a toxic relationship. I don't want a relationship where somebody is so insecure. Because I, for one, know myself. I'm a very stubborn human being. So if I was to be in a relationship with this kind of person, I feel like maybe one time they'll find me in a room unresponsive because of my character. And this person that I was talking to had like anger issues. If he would call you and you even take like 5 minutes without picking up, that would be a story. Like, that is like a crime. You have to tell him why you took long not to pick up, what have you been doing? And he'll be like, maybe you're out there with your men, can I see, can you show me around, blah blah blah, you know, that kind of things. And actually, why I, like, why I stayed that long was because I feel like, okay, I've been on like dating apps for a long time. I haven't gotten lucky. This is the person that is willing to stay. I feel like I was desperate because, one, I had never been in a real relationship, guys. Like, I'd never been in a real relationship. This was the relationship that I wouldn't even say a relationship. This was the guy that had stayed despite all these red flags, but he was like checking on me every day, messaging me. He was serious, though he was having personal issues, because, one, he was like a very heavy drinker, and he would drink like in one sitting maybe like 12 bottles. And I am Muslim, so me and drinking don't collide. So at first, when we met first, was like, oh, I'm planning on quitting drinking, and I was like, okay, maybe he will quit. But with time, it just began being worse. And sometimes he'll drink and then call you, and he's shouting and all this, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, this is not for me. So what what made me decide that, okay, let me end it for good after over a year of shocking. So one random day, my boss lost his daughter. And so we went like, to here in Uganda, we have this whole thing like burial ceremony, like people who come and help you, like grieve with you. So we went for this burial ceremony, and like the speeches and everything. And I had told him prior that, okay, my boss lost his daughter and we have to show up, that. So I go to this burial and he calls me, Makio, this place always has like a lot of people. For those that have ever attended ceremonies in Uganda, you know what I'm talking about. So it always has like a lot of people. So I am with these people, like, people are making speeches, and this person is calling, like constantly. And my phone is in the bag. So I'm feeling it vibrating, like, but I'm not picking up because first and foremost, we're like in a huge crowd. There is no way I would pick up the call. And even if I'm to pick up the call, he's not going to hear me because it's loud, and, there's people that are mourning, people that are, talking, things like that. So it's very loud. He cannot hear me. So I don't pick up the call. So after the whole thing, I get to notice, like, I move quite away from the crowd after like maybe like 30 minutes after the speeches and everything. Like, I find a secluded place, like trying to talk to him. And I tell him, oh, I told you I'm going to go at the burial. So that's where I am. I'm still at the burial. And he was like, what do you mean? Why can't you pick up? What were you hiding? Blah, blah, blah. Can I see? Show me. And when, like, he was trying to mean that I should go and show him that indeed this is the burial. So I should go maybe to the coffin and show him the body of the person. And I was like, hell no. I just ended the call because it was so rude. He was like calling me all these names. He called me the S word, the B word. Like, I'm like, why am I even staying for this? I'm young. I'm still young. My kid this time I was around 22. I was around 22 years old. I'm like, I'm still young. Why am I, like putting up with this? No. So I get home and I write him a message and I'm like, I don't think this is going to work. At that point, he was talking about coming to meet me because he had just gotten his passport. He was telling me to look at places that we could stay at. I just wrote him a message and I told him, this is not going to work. I'm not interested in this anymore. I feel like it should end. And then he writes me a message like, why are you ending this? I have plans for you. I want you to be my future wife. And I tell him, this is not what I want in a relationship. I want a relationship where I am myself. You shouldn't tell me what to do. I shouldn't always be in a place where I'm like, on tension, like I can't even speak my mind. I don't want that kind of relationship. So I end that relationship. So he tries like to message me. I block him. He messages me from his dad's phone. I block him, like, that it went there and there. So I didn't give up. Like, even though I was talking to this person, like it wasn't that to the extent that I would cry myself to sleep. Like, oh my God, I'm so attached. No, because you remember all these red flags that I was always noticing. I would tell myself like, this. So that would keep me like awake, not to be so attached. And that's why I always tell people that unless you've met somebody in person, being so attached is not something that you should do. So I went back to Afro Introductions again. I was like, just go back. So I went back to Afro Introductions because when I met that guy, I deactivated my profile. So I went back and reactivated it. So I was chatting with a few people and I again met somebody else and we chatted for a few months, like 2. It didn't work out. There was a lot of ghosting here and there, like lots of people ghosted me. some of which I don't even remember. So yeah, somebody that is out there saying, oh, I'm always talking to people like a few days and then they just disappear, they block me. It's very normal on dating apps because you're going to talk to somebody and then when they come and talk to you in person, they realize that maybe you're not for them. Maybe your values don't align with what they're looking for. Maybe maybe you're too good for them. Maybe it's okay to have a preference. So if someone goes to you, don't think that maybe something is wrong with you. There's definitely nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. So I don't want you to feel that way. This is very normal. It happened to me so many times that I don't even remember. So I talked to this guy for some time, and he ghosted me too, and I found other guys that I was talking to, like I said, 4 years. So in 4 years, you just imagine the number of people that I talked to, sometimes 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 3 weeks, somebody goes to, sometimes I would also block them, because I did meet a lot of people with a lot of different characteristics. And sometimes when I felt like it wasn't for me, I would just block them right away. So after all this up and down on dating apps, like various dating apps, because I really tried a lot of them. Because like I told you, TikTok was like my place where I would go to and learn find reviews. And then I would go and try. So whenever I would go on TikTok and I find maybe like a review and somebody saying, oh, I use this app, I would go and try to use that app. So I did use many apps, some of which I don't even remember. So then after like that, the last person that I talked to before meeting my boyfriend was this Dutch guy. And yeah, we talked for some time, like, I think like 3 months. And he wasn't serious at all. Like, okay, like, and this is what I keep on telling you, that you can know when someone is serious with you or not. So yeah, I ended that relationship too, because I was like, I'm looking for something serious, I'm not looking for games. Because this person like would disappear for a few days and then he comes back and be like, oh, this and this. Like, he would rarely call unless you're to call. He wouldn't message fast. You're done to always message fast. Even when you're talking to him, he seemed so disinterested, but he kept on staying around, claiming, oh, I like you, I like you. I wanted more than this. I wanted more than just saying, I like you. I wanted actions, like someone in my life, and, they make me feel like, even if they don't have to say it, I just know that this person likes me. That is what I was looking for, not somebody to use their words and their actions show something completely different. So I was like, no, this is not for me. So I blocked his number, and that is the last time that I talked to him. So I was on again TikTok, and then I met somebody talking about Boo dating app. It was actually in a comment, and someone was like, "Oh, I tried Boo dating app. You guys should try. It's a good app. Blah blah blah." And I went and downloaded that app. I downloaded the app and I went and tried it out. And guys, in a week's time, that is when I met my boyfriend. So yeah, on his profile he had food and everything like that. And if somebody knows me, they know I like to eat food. So this food was so appetizing, and so I commented on his post, and then I went to his profile too, and I messaged him. After reading like what I was looking for, I messaged him. So we chatted on the app like for one whole day nonstop, like exchanging messages up and down, up and down. So after that, I think I am the one that actually asked for his WhatsApp number. Yeah, because when I read his profile, it seemed like, he was serious. Guys, this is why it's very important to read a profile of somebody, because there was someone list something in their profile. It can make you think, okay, maybe this person is serious, this person is this, or this person is this. So I read his profile and it seemed like he was a serious guy. So I was chatting like for the whole day non-stop. I was like, can I have your WhatsApp number? And he gave me his WhatsApp number. So I went to WhatsApp and I messaged him. I was like, oh, I'm the lady from, so we began talking. So even though I was the one that shot my shot on the dating app, he actually took over the whole conversation. Like when we came to WhatsApp, he showed more interest, and this is what I was looking for. He would message me very early in the morning. I would wake up to very messages. He would ensure he's calling me, he's updating me about his day, blah blah blah, all that. And that is what I was looking for. I was not looking for somebody that just tells me, oh, I like you, I like you. No, that is not what I wanted. I wanted proof. So he was giving me that. In a week's time, I think we had exchanged thousands of messages, up and down. So, and one random day, I don't know, because I felt like he was moving so fast. Because, like I told you, I had spent so much time on dating apps at this point. So I knew, like I had something that I was looking for. And if somebody exhibited a certain type of behavior, I would kind of like, like be like, why are you rushing me? So he seemed to be moving so fast because in like less than a week, he was asking me, he was calling me babe, be his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And I thought like, oh my God, why is this guy rushing me? Yeah? Why is he rushing me? And I messaged him, and I remember one random day I was actually at work. I wrote him a message and I told him, I don't think this is gonna work. It's not you, it's me, but I don't think I'm the person that you're looking for. And then he was like, what did I do? Is it something that I said or what? I was like, no, it's not something that you said, it's just me. I don't think you're what I'm looking for. I feel like you're going so fast, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, oh, if I'm going so fast, I can try and go slow. And I was like, no, I just want this to end. And the guy like kept on like saying, oh, you're the only lady that I have talked to like for a long time, like having constructive conversations. And now, I'm not going to forget you, blah, blah, blah. And if I said something wrong, I'm sorry. And I was like, you didn't say anything wrong. I just think it's not for me and it's okay. If it's not for me, it's okay. You can always find somebody else. And I'm sorry for wasting your time. Because in this week's time, this guy had deactivated his account on Boo. Yeah, he had deactivated his account. So I was like, I'm sorry for wasting your time. I feel like maybe you still have some time to go back and activate your profile. So yeah, we talked, and then after some time, then he was like, okay, maybe can you give me one chance? Blah blah. Let me prove to you that I am serious. Blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, there's nothing to lose. So yeah, the guy started, showing his seriousness. He was serious from the start, but I was just kind of scared. I was like, okay, well, about, let me just chill down a bit. Maybe he might be different. I've met all these people here and there, but he could be different. So yeah, so we talked and talked. Because even when he was telling me to give him a second chance, I was like, I can come to your country, blah, blah, blah. If that is what is worrying you. I was like, no, that is not my worry. So anywho, so yeah, we talked for like 5 months, and then he came and visited me after 5 months of talking. And yeah, it was a wonderful visit. I was nervous, like, oh my God, because his plane landed here. The first time he came here, his plane landed in at midnight. So it was my first time, guys. It was my first time at the airport. It was the first time at the airport. And like during that period when he was coming, like I went to people's inboxes on TikTok, like people that have clearly been in interracial relationships. I went in their inboxes and I was asking them like, hey, can you help me? What should I do if my boyfriend comes? And this one never replied. No, this one never replied. Not once did I even get a reply. So I was like, okay, cool. I feel like I need to do this on my own. So I did this on my own. Like I figured out everything and I went to the airport. It was my first time ever in my life at the airport in Uganda. So I went there very early. I was at the airport at 8 p.m. Is it 8? Yeah, 8 p.m. And his plane was to land at midnight. So I sat at the airport for like over for like 4 3 hours, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, for 4 hours. I sat at the airport for 4 to 5 hours, I think. Because even when he landed at midnight, he had to do all the check out, blah 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 before. So let's say yes, he finalized everything at around 12, maybe 30 or 1. So anyway, I sat at the airport and I was nervous, like, oh my God, I'm meeting somebody for the first time. What if he doesn't like me in person? All these things be playing in your head. But anyway, yeah, he came. We had a good time. We got to know each other in person. Yeah, and now like I also had seen stories where like, some people can meet, come and visit you, and then when they go back, they will ghost you. So I also had that worry in mind. I was like, okay, what if he comes and sees me and then he goes back and ghosts me? But I was like, okay, whatever it is. So yeah, we had a good time, and that was in August. He came in August, and in August around 26th of August, and he went back in September. So when he went, we scheduled again for the second meeting, which happened to be in February last month. Yeah. So yeah, that is how I met my boyfriend. That is my short love story. So, okay, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I get a lot of people that are always saying, "Oh, I don't seem to be getting lucky. I think something's wrong with me." I thought the same, guys. I had the same thought, like all the time, because I was on these dating apps and I was getting people that are so unserious, and I started asking myself, like, maybe something is wrong with me, you know, something is clearly wrong with me. Because first and foremost, I had never been in a relationship before, guys. So that alone, I was like, okay, well, I understand why I had never been in a relationship before, because I know my character. So in high school and everything, I understand. It's not like, okay, this, I understand. So, but after high school, I was like, maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it's something wrong with me. Like, because everybody that I meet, I'll talk to for maybe a few weeks, and you feel like everything is going smoothly. You're having the best conversations ever, and someone just ghosts you. Somebody just blocks you out of the blue without any explanation. And you'll be like, what did I do? So yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Then finally, when I found the one, I was like, okay. Because, guys, like I told you, if you see any red flags and you feel like something is not right, don't stay. Don't be like, okay, maybe I'll change this person. No. You must like, it's most likely to get worse from there. Because every time this person will be coming up with excuses, and you'll also have excuses for this person. You'll be like, okay, maybe if I begin living with him, it will be different. No. So that's why I'm like, it's better you find somebody that is into you, somebody that likes you for who you are. Anyway, I think that is it for this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share. And if you have a certain video that you want me to talk about, please, I will do that happily. Bye for now.